what to do, to talk to them about mindset, about the business, about how we can grow faster, how we can make an impact in the more people's lives, how to hear testimonials that can make us feel more close to believing all of this, which was before it was practically impossible. The only way to be able to have access to these things for the ones that started in network marketing a few years ago, it was going to an event, traveling to a country, going to a convention, etc., etc. And today, thanks to the magic of technology, we can do it, all of us, from the comfort of our homes or wherever you are. I would love it, and it would be amazing if you could help me, everyone here, the ones who are connected, if you could, just like Laura Inda did, congratulations, Laura. Put, good evening from the city of Puebla. I'm Laura Inda. This would help us amazingly to be able to know who you are, where you're located, where you're connecting from. And it's really amazing because there's many people who is connecting here for the first time. And when you're connecting for the first time to something, you have questions, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what you got into, you don't know if this is real. And when you realize that there are so many people from so many different places, everyone with results, everyone with good stories to tell, everyone with the best energy, the best vibe, the best willingness to help others. That is truly amazing. Hopefully, most of you could turn on your cameras. That would be amazing too. So we could be able to have a true connection. Like I've always said, this is amazing, but it's, oh, thank you, Mary Tufana. Thank you, Michelle Leal, because it's amazing to be able to meet. It's amazing to know each other, but it's also amazing to be able to see people's expressions, the ones who are happy, the ones who have hope, the look, the hope in the eyes of people who are doing what we do is something unique in the world, and nobody else has that except for us. So we have to, in some way, try to fight against the coldness of social media, the coldness that there is nowadays that we're living in this part of the world where we are more connected than ever, but more separated than ever from other people. That's why it's so important for you to turn on your cameras. I have to say thank you. This is a movement for everyone. This is a global movement, and movements are built when each and every one of us give our grain of sand. When each one of us do little things that will probably make us uncomfortable. And for example, maybe turning on your camera can make you a bit uncomfortable, but that's what creates a movement, and the movement is from all of us. And when we bring a new guest, we all want this guest to know that we are a live community. That on the other side, we have Ana, who just turned on her camera. Congratulations. Rene Enrique, who just turned on his camera. Congratulations. Rita Palola Villavicencio. Michelle Ocasio. Eduardo Raz. Everyone turned on the camera. Amazing. So, truthfully, we realize that we are a movement which is alive. We are a movement that breathes. We are a true movement. And not only from all those things that you see on social media where they promise you things and it's just cold and there's no results. We do have results. So, okay, be very proud because we are not a sales team. We are a movement. We are the civil organized society of the world. I love saying that. We are the organized civil organization of the world. We are those who are taking light, hope, and opportunity to all the places of the world where we most need it. And that is much greater than a job. That is much greater than a business. We are a global movement of health and of hope. A movement that can bring extra money to the tables of a numerous number of families that is not going through a good moment. So what we do is much greater than us, much greater than the product, it's much greater than the company. We are human beings from different countries with different past, with different presents, different problems, and who have joined to be able to let the world know that we have found something that all of us has, that it's made an impact, our health, our mindset, our emotions, and the economy in one way or another. That's probably one of the most beautiful things that I've seen in my life. And now let's talk about mindset. Mindset is very important. You're always going to hear me speaking about mindset because people come and say, okay, it's a business. There's a product that you have to sell. Tell me what I need to sell and I'll sell it. Yes, but it's very important that each and every one of you has perfectly clear that our mindset has everything to do with our perception. How do we think has to do with how we feel. And how we feel has to do with how we act. So there are many people who arrive in this business model and they see it, they don't perceive it in a way in which the business can give you what you're searching for. People don't realize that this is the best opportunity that exists in the global economy currently for the ordinary person, which is me, which is probably you, who wants to improve your life, who wants to improve your health, who wants to leave a legacy, who wants to leave an impact and build a new business, but maybe you don't have the money to be able to do it. Maybe you're not a genius either, and you haven't created a product or a service or a business that can make an impact in millions of lives. The amazing thing of what we do is that it allows us to get into the path of distribution. Pay attention to what I'm saying. This that I'm saying is super important because there's a lot of people whose mindset, perception of the business, people say, oh, I'm a bit embarrassed. I think it's embarrassing to do network marketing. Or I feel a bit embarrassed about selling things online. Or I feel a bit embarrassed because I'm an architect, I'm an attorney, I'm a dentist, I'm a vet. I studied a career. I was a bank manager. I had a very high position in a company. So how can someone like me finish selling things online? As if this was something embarrassing. Listen to me. Most of the people in the world are embarrassed to do what we do. And they have not realized that the economy has changed forever. Tell me something. Has Would any of you be embarrassed about having 5% of Amazon's um, shares? Sorry. Would any of you be embarrassed to say, well, I studied a career and a doctorate and master's, but I ended up selling things in Amazon. How embarrassing. Ladies and gentlemen, wake up! Wake up! The world changed forever. Any company and any human being that is not selling products, services, or technology online today does not exist in this new economy. This is the new economy of the world. And the most intelligent thing that any human being can do is, and there's no doubt about this, get into the world of distribution, being a middle person, connecting the people who sell the products, the services, the technologies, and the people who need to solve their problems with those products and those technologies. And that is what we're doing. We get into the path of distribution and we keep a good part of the profit without having invested anything ourselves. This that I just said is a dream without investing anything yourself. We don't invest 1 cent of the $5 million that it costed the 10 years that they had to wait for the X39 patent. We didn't invest in anything, and we can keep part of that utility. All the operational cost of LifeWave is something that we don't put money into, and we can use the profit of that monthly operational cost that must be a millionaire cost each month, and it works for us, and it doesn't cost anything for us, but people don't realize. So mindset. Now you're an entrepreneur. You're not an employee anymore, and this is a business. You have to use it like a real business, and like most of the human beings in the world is not ready to have their own business from one day to another. If you come from a whole life of being an employee and suddenly, boom, you're the owner of your business and you're not ready for it, I'm going to give you a very easy advice. Imagine that you were hired for this. Imagine that is what's a job, an employment. Just imagine it because you are used to having an employment. You are used to having a schedule. You're used to having results because if not, you're going to be fired. So imagine that this is your job and that you have to do things which are really easy. Because if you imagine that you're the owner, then you're going to say, oh, since I'm the owner, I don't feel like doing anything today. And I don't feel like doing anything tomorrow. And I'm going to give myself 5 days without doing anything and 15 days without doing anything because now I'm the owner, because now nobody tells me what I need to do. That is the mindset and the behavior that doesn't work in a business like this. Imagine that you're an employee. Work your business with your teeth and your nails. Love it, embrace it, feel pride from your business. I'm going to give you another example. You understand that the patent of X39 costed $5 million and 10 years. Is that correct? We all know that. What would happen if you would have put your house into mortgage and your grandmother's and your mom's to be able to put part of those $5 million there? You would have said, okay, I'm absolutely proud of being part of the owners of the X39 patent because I put $1 billion into it. I invested $1 billion out of everything that I got from my family's mortgage to be a partner in this company. How proud would he talk about the business? Would he talk with pride or embarrassment? Would he talk with everybody in the world or just call three or four or five friends? Wouldn't it be different? It's the same business. It's the same technology. It is the same market. It is the same moment in time. But your mindset is completely different. Your mindset, your way of seeing things is completely different. But since you just invested $500, only $500. So it's a small business. It's a very small business. It's a business that makes me feel embarrassed. I feel embarrassed about saying that I invested $500. But if I would have invested $1 million, I would be really excited. It's a mind that game. It's perception. We have to understand that we have a multi-millionaire business in our hands, even if it just costed $500 pack or $2,000 pack to enroll. It's just a perception game. Now you have to be consistent. You have to do it with all the seriousness, not see it like a hobby. Talk about this with seriousness and pride, as if it would have costed you $1 million. Filling up your mouth with pride, even if in front of you you have five ignorant friends or five ignorants from your family who simply say that, what did you get into? What is that? How is it possible? With all your education, you went to the best schools and you ended up selling online? Yes, of course, just like Jeff Bezos. You know who Jeff Bezos is? I do exactly what he's doing. I have a platform exactly like he does, in which, with my technology, I help human beings in the world to solve the most important problems that they currently have of their health, emotional, and money. That is my platform, and I am absolutely proud of it. In the moment that you start to perceive it in this way and to speak with this level of pride about what we're doing, at that time, people are going to see you differently. So, for all this, you need to have knowledge. Of course, you need to have tried the product. You need to know what you're doing. You need to know what the product does and understand the technology a bit, not too much. You don't have to become a doctor, but if you already have your personal testimonial, that's enough for me. If you know two or three testimonials close to you that you might say, wow, this is true, that's enough for me. Now, when I started here a year and 2 months ago, I didn't have, well, yes, I did have my personal testimonial in 2 hours. It changed my life in 2 hours, this product. And I do not need for the product to change other people's lives. It's enough to drive me crazy with what it's done for me. I could go to the end of the world to tell everybody who I meet that this changed my life completely. But there is people who need to see more testimonials, who need to see more people, who need more social validation. Okay, in this community, we have social validation in all the corners of the world. So if your testimonial doesn't excite you so much, get excited with everyone else's testimonials, which are really something that can drive you crazy. Now we have resources, we have training, we have a created system. None of the new people have to make up anything. You just have to follow a system which already works. And we have a platform called wellnessrev.com. You can write it here in the chat. Thank you, Lola, and everybody who helps me from production to include it in the platform. And in this platform, we have school, which is a training step by step, but we also have weekly trainings. It's very important for you if you're new to assist to anything that you can. Live events are always important. The people who have been more successful in this profession in 80 years, pay attention to this, always are in all the events, always are connected. Let's see. You have a business which costed you, you invested $1 million in. Would you present yourself to the events? Of course you would, because you invested $1 million. But since you only invested 500, since you only invested $500, then you're not going to the event. And since you don't go to the event, you don't learn, your business doesn't grow. Incredible perception. $500 versus $1 million. Where is your mindset? We are the secret of Dorian Gray. Whoever doesn't know who Dorian Gray is, go into Chat GPT and ask, who is Dorian Gray? What is a holy grail of health? We have it. We are the only company in the world who has this. And we just got used to it and we think that we just have a common supplement. No, 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 no. We have to understand what we have in our hands and get excited when we talk about it. Now, the belief is everything. Remember, what I create in my head is everything. The perception that I have. When you truly believe, sharing becomes something natural. And I've been doing this for 19 years, okay? This business model, it changed my life since 19 years ago. And I always say that people, human beings, are always behaving and doing what the natural, organic human being behavior is. Let me say that again. Natural human being, organic behavior. What's that behavior? You go to a restaurant, it was delicious, you were well served, and organically, you feel like telling people about it. Go to a beach, to a good hotel, you have a good time, and organically, you feel the need of telling everyone about it. This technology, which is here, I hope you have it on you. I have it here behind my neck. This technology makes practically everybody that uses it to feel the need and the moral obligation of letting their family and friends know that this exists because the result is so big. It's so such a big action spectrum that this have that people just can't shut up about it. So if we analyze it, we have a business where your 60-year-old aunt that doesn't have a business mindset puts it on. It is so amazing what she feels that at her 60 or 70 years old, she says, I need to tell my family members, my sisters, my cousins, my friends. She feels the need of doing it. That is the belief that this product gives you. It's not one more product. It's a technology with real impact potential in people's lives at a great speed. When I reached this movement 14 months ago, let me tell you something that I'll never forget and that I will repeat because it's what I have to see. Somebody says that I'm exaggerated. You can think whatever you want and I will respect it. But this is what I've seen. Somebody said 14 months ago, Juan Carlos, this is the first technology in the history of men that has the ability capability of giving results in 2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 hours, or 2 or 3 days in 96% of cases. I thought that was very exaggerated. But today, after 14 months, I am completely sure that it's so. In my case, it was less than 2 hours and the chronic pain that I had since 10 years after a parachute accident. In less than 2 hours. And I had invested more than $250,000 in my back, on my spine, with all the doctors that you can imagine, all the hospitals, and nobody had been able to help me. So believe in it. This is a reality. And if you believe it, when you talk about it, you can realize. And when you don't believe in it, when you talk about it, you can also realize it's true. And there you can see the great difference in results. I've seen many times, even in my team, I won't say names because I know they're connected. I've seen people from my own team to talk about this, like, yeah, yeah, I'm also doing some patch, a good patch that I bought. It's good. And I was like, what? Patch that you bought? Really? That level of excitement? Who's going to buy anything? Nobody's going to buy. You could always say, yeah, like a tooth fell out. No, I found something which changed my life, and that is changing lives, not only mine, more than 14,000 people only in my team in 14 months. And I'm not going to say many things that I can say because everyone is checking us out. There's many things that I can't say, and we're being recorded, but there's many things that you know that we can't say publicly. But the results that we have, listen to me, no doctor has, out of no hospital in any part of the world. Nobody in the world has it, and we do. And I'm not a doctor. I didn't study medication. Unfortunately, I studied two professional careers that were not useful at all, but they weren't medicine, any of those. And I can tell you that in 14 months, I have more healthy people than any doctor in the world. And here there are doctors who are listening to me and saying, oh my God, what things is he talking about? Catherine, I hope you don't get upset, but it's true what I'm saying. I'm not a doctor, but bring me a doctor that in 14 months has the testimonials that I have, unless a doctor is part of our team or some of your teams. So for the next part, let's pass to my dear. Okay, this part is something that I always ask Martita to help me. Marta is one of the best leaders that I've gotten to know, or that I've had the opportunity to work with in the last 6 or 7 years. She's made an impact in the lives of many people. She has an incredible ability to explain. She's the best that I know for the onboarding of the system, the onboarding of the back office. And I always ask her to help me because she does it better than anyone else in the world. She's one of the best leaders in my team. She is a woman that I love very much, that I admire very much, that I'm very grateful with. And today she is directly connected from one of the most beautiful places of Mexico, which is Merida, Yucatan, in front of the Caribbean Sea. My dear Martita, welcome. Wow, Juan Carlos, how can I follow that energy? You've got such an energy and you want me to talk about onboarding. You're going to fall asleep with me. How am I going to be able to match your level of energy? Well, it's a pleasure, everyone, to be with all of you here. I'm happy to see so many cameras on. I love to see you. Truthfully, it gives me a lot of peace to know that I'm talking to somebody and I'm not just talking to myself. So, Juan Carlos, what an amazing presentation you're giving. I love to work with you. You know that. I adore you. You know that you are a person that, well, what can I say about Juan Carlos? I know him since many years ago. I have the pleasure to, well, he prepared me and he made me be what I am. So if you have any complaints, go to him. So I'm going to show you a bit about the platform, the office, how it works, and how can you, especially if you're new, put it here in the chat. Thank you for all your emojis of applauding. Please put a one in the chat If you have had less than a month here, thank you, and you have no idea of what to do. So you're excited already, Juan Carlos. You want to talk to everyone about this. So now what should I do? What do I have to do and why? Okay, perfectly. Got it, Michelle. Perfect. Okay, we have a lot of new people here. So I'm going to show you basic things from the office, especially because of what we want you to know, how to send this over to people, how to have uh, activated portal. You're going to see some bonuses. We want to teach you how to earn. Let's see a bit about this. Thank you, Luis. Let's see what we're going to see in the office and how you can set up the basic steps. Okay, this is your office. When you enter your back office in livewave.com, this is your credentials. These are the basic steps that you're going to see in your office. Let's see what the first thing that you need to do is. Obviously, you have your name here on the top. Here, if you'd like to set it up in English or Spanish, just click and put it in the language that you want to see the information in. And let's also set up what is the first thing that I would like you to do? Get to know your back office. Get to know these first two pages that is are going to give you more information and are going to give you a good initial boost, which is really important. This part here is going to tell you how to advance in your volume. You're going to rank advance and grow when you talk about how excited you are and register more people. This part of the circles are going to be filled out. I love this back office because it's very user friendly. During the first 4 weeks in this main circle here, you're going to see the volume of your pack that you started with. If you started with core, it's going to say 180. If it was an advanced, 300, advanced plus 500, and so on with premium, you're going to see the volume. And that same volume is something that you're going to see here, which is the growth of your organization. Your personal volume, what you consume or what your customers consume through your link, because that's a link you're going to send. And this is your growth plus the growth of the people that you invite into the business that work the business with you. If you click that circle, it's going to tell you the information from the people who are registering with you and what percentage or what volume it's going to give you out of that volume of people. So each time that you have a doubt about what is this number for, you can click on the circle and it's going to give you the information of what each of those volumes is. Now, another important thing, this is the first thing that you need to work on since day one. This bonus to initiate the business is something that we have, one of the most amazing bonuses that we have. And this is something that I would like you to work with. The more you invite more people and they start to register with you, this is going to start growing. You're going to have 9 weeks to generate this bonus. This is going to tell you each week in advance how much time you have left to be able to finish this week. So here you can see the first rank is 1 star manager, and it's asking me for 750. The first month, so the first 30 days, the volume of your pack adds to it. That's why it's good. And this is something that Juan Carlos told me, and I never forget. Success likes speed. And here, the faster you bring people in, the faster you're going to reach this first level, which is manager, 1 star manager, that is going to allow you to earn the first rank, the first bonus of $25 a week. So if you already started with a pack, regardless of which one, and you introduce more people and you reach 750, what happens? You're going to start to earn these $25. But something even better from these 9 weeks, if you, let's see, the second rank, which is manager 2 star, and you reach these 1,500, instead of being 25, it's going to be 50 a week during the next weeks. So, for example, this person just started and she's in her third week. She's losing time to be able to earn money. And if you start earning $100 and $200, your next pack is going to be free because out of the same bonus that you're having, you're going to be able to use it to buy purchase for the next month. So yes, it is very important for us to start working. It doesn't matter if you don't have testimonials yet. Well, like Juan Carlos said, there are people who have testimonials from day one, and there's people like me that lasted like 5 days. It doesn't matter. Take somebody else's testimonials. We have thousands of testimonials, and start growing your business and start to build. Okay? That is the first thing that you're going to see about the ranks. And this bonus that we want to put in green, just like this green circle, we want to put it in green for you to start earning more money. Now, how are you going to start passing that data? How are you going to start passing your voice and with the people to buy from you? It's very easy. Here where your name is, one of the things that I would suggest for you to do first is to see the profile. You're going to change your picture. If they don't know who you are, a person who is in the business wants to have an image here. So here in your avatar, you're going to use your avatar and you're going to upload your picture. So when you send the link, somebody else knows that it's you. Okay? If here where it says choose file, if you're on your computer, you can choose a picture that you have on your profile already and you charge it, you upload it, and you're immediately going to have it. Well, obviously, this is an example, but here we have this picture. Now, what else is important? If you're able to include your link here where people can find you on Instagram and Facebook, if you have a YouTube webpage, include it here. And here where it says close to me, I love that. Use it. Maybe you can say, I'm a person that is in charge of health and well being. I'm a person who loves to help other people in the world to improve their well being, health, and finances. I don't know. Think about something that somebody that reads it can feel attracted to the business. Okay, you can put save changes here and it's ready. We got your picture and your general information. Another thing which is important, and we're in the profile area again, is where it says allow inclusions in all countries. You need to activate it. If you're in Mexico and suddenly you send your cousin in Spain your link, if you don't activate this, you know what happens? Your cousin in Spain will not be able to activate. There's going to be an error message. So it's very important for you to activate this area of allowing enrollment in any part of the world. That way, when you send this link to another person in another part of the world, they can enroll into the program. Now, what else are we going to do? Here, where it says name, you're going to click on where it says change setup. And we're going to make sure we know what your link is. Here on the bottom, where it says website, you have HTTPS lifewave.com and the user that you enrolled with. If you see some numbers, sometimes it happens. My recommendation is to talk to client services. Here we have a live chat, which is something that I love from LifeWave, client services. And you can say, hey, LifeWave, it says on my website that I have some numbers here that I'm missing. As you can see, you can't edit. And I would like my name to appear. I would like it to say Ruth Pino. Then LifeWave helps you to set it up with a name that you would like. Sorry, I'm moving my face a lot because I love seeing your faces on the screens. That's why I'm searching for you. So that is what we want. We want it to have your name and to have some information. When you send your cousin the information for her to obviously see that you have it. And on the bottom here where it says what is your preference of the binary payment, it's going to ask if you want it on the left side or the right side. What we're going to do in this business is to build the business on our left and our right side. Just like we saw a little while ago with Jay and many of our leaders, you want to put 20, 29 people on the left side, 20, 29 people on the right side. And afterwards, you'll have 50 and you'll have 60. But what we want to have is a lot of people on the left side, but also a lot of people on the right side. When you send your link to your store, this one here, and the person registers with a pack, well, they're going to be put into the setup of your right or left leg, however you have it. But what can you do? You can see that on the top it went green. It means that that person is on the left side. So starting right now and until I do all the changes, anyone who registers to purchase a pack is going to be on the left side. If now I want them to be on my right side, I just have to change it. I'll go into profile, setup, and change it on the right side. And after this change, you're going to have them on the right side. Maybe at the beginning you're going to be jumping from one side to another. Oh, but I enrolled my cousin and then my mom. Of course, you want them in the same structure. But maybe your neighbor is somebody that has experience in multi-level and you want her on the other side. You can change it to the right side. And then another cousin wrote to you and you want to put it on the left side because you want your family and your friends to build amongst them and to support you. So you need to register those same people on that same time, and they are going to also have a favorable growth. So you're going to build regarding them. Please go to the person who invited you, your upline, to see if they are building more on one side or another. That is also going to help you understand where you have to build towards. But everybody, regardless of having a growth for the person in your that brought you into the team, you have to build an organization of at least 20 people on your left side and 20 people on your right side. Okay? And that's something that you're going to see here. Many times I'm asked, Marta, how do I know how my legs are or how I'm growing? Well, here in this same platform, you can see it. If you realize here where the ranks are, in the first ranks, it doesn't really matter what side you're in. That's why I have to say, don't worry about that. But after going to manager rank 3, we are going to start focusing on how the growth of the legs is going on both sides, on the right and the left. And if you click here on this circle, you're going to see it on 0. Obviously, for a person that has already had a certain growth, you're going to see that they have certain people on the right side and a certain volume on the left side. That is when you're going to start seeing, oh, on my right side, I have 1,000 points, and on my left side, I only have 77. That means that I need to start to enroll more people on my left side to be able to have that parallel growth. Okay, obviously, while we grow in ranks, they're asking us for more things to classify. They're not asking for 5,000 points in volume, for both sides to have a left and a right side, which are balanced, and the same points on each side. The same platform is going to guide you in the growth of your organization. As you can see here, that obviously with this new bonus that we have for these days, we want to have a lot of directors. And you know what? Directors need to have a part of 1,000 points on the right side and 1,000 points on the left side. So again, that's why it's important to see how we're going to build a system. Now, how are you going to share that link? Let's tell you how you can have the official link. Here you are an organization. Here you're going to say it's a global inscription, but if you look here on the top, it says lifewave.com, a username of this person, enrollment and enroller section. I'm inviting you to copy this information and to send it to yourself via WhatsApp, or to save it in your notes, or to send it to someone else, and to write it down. Because here you can see it's a way for a person to register as a distributor and a promoter with you. Here, what you see there is a question mark. It's because I'm in Mexico and the account is in the US, so the system just makes a drama. But all you have to do is copy this part. And that is like, imagine that this is the greatest store, site.com, and it's your user. But inside the store, where it says benefits for promoters, it's lifewave.com as a user and enroller section. That is where the official store is for someone to enroll. And just like you did the first time, to purchase some kind of pack. Now, there are still different ways of sending your link for a purchase just as a customer. But you can send lifewave.com and the store, and that person is going to go to the official store and purchase their X39. This person is going to be able to see the store and purchase as a consumer. So now that we have this part, let me share this, that we also have, and I just saw that Lola shared it in the chat. We have a page in which there's a lot of information being uploaded for producers. Here you can see Wellness Rev website in Spanish and in English. Let me open it so you can see it. It's a web page that was created for us, for the distributors. for us to have more information and more training in our hands. We have it in the English version and in the Spanish version. And here you can have information on the school, on the compensation plan, testimonials. The truth is that it is super user friendly. You can see step by step how to grow, how to have bonuses, all the resources that we have, which are also inside our office. But this page that was created is something that is helping us have everything which is important in the tip of our hands. Here in resources, we also have general information videos and where you can have access. And my recommendation is that you should get lost a little while there, play around with it to find out all the information and to have access to it. This is something that here, wait, let me make sure that when I change screens, this doesn't close. Let me just finish with this last part from the back office. In the part of our back office where it says resources, you click here in resources, you will also have access to a lot of information about images, marketing tools, the new products, the new platform of the LifeWave Now app. You have everything here. So here in resources, you have a lot of information that it's going to be useful. And where it says education, you also have the compensation plan. Here you also have the breakdown, so you can get to know a bit more as you move forward. So I hope that the basic steps were clear. I hope there are no doubts of what I said. It's like the general data we would like you to have to be able to start talking about this and telling other people that you have an online business and that you're ready to enroll them. Juan Carlos, back to you. Thank you so much, Martita. You were extraordinary as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see that we have a lot of new people, and that makes me feel happy. Congratulations for having given a step forward, for having taken the decision of starting a new path of participating and being part of the organized civil society of the world, which for me is a true honor to be part of this and to boost and push you so this world has opportunities that are more equal for everyone. That is something that excites me enormously. We live in such an unbalanced world where opportunities are so unfair depending on which family you're born in, your financial ability, your color of skin, your age, so many things that are so unfair in the traditional world. Here, we all have the same opportunity. And I think that is marvelous. It's the most beautiful thing that I've seen in my whole life. So let's move quickly. We've got 40 minutes left. Let me move really quickly. One of the most difficult parts for people is to talk to others because I'm afraid, because I'm nervous, because I don't know how to sell. Please pay attention. You don't need to sell anything. Take that idea off your head. Take that idea off your head that you need to sell. The word sell makes you shake. Your legs are shaking. Your eyes start going round. Your mouth gets silenced because you don't know how to sell. But what about gossip? What about talking about your best friend? Whatever. I don't know. Something about your best friend. I was going to say something that I shouldn't. I'm sorry because it's still kids' time. But that's what you can talk about, right? How many times have you talked about things during your life? Our business is about talking to others and letting them know what is going on, letting others know the testimonial of Acha Martinez, who is cracking up with her friend, her neighbor, her cousin. We don't know who she is, but I could make up a story about Lachi. I didn't know who Lachi was, the left or the right, but she just told me. I didn't know who she was. And I could tell you a story about Lachi just by looking at her. And since you are gossipers and you love gossip, you would love to know about Lachi's story because what you don't know is how did Lachi reach this community? And neither do I. If I knew, I would let you know. But this that I was just talking about, many of you laugh about, is how you do things. To go out and tell the world something that I lived that Claudia is living, that Katy is living, that Tatiana is living. Let me tell you about what happened to Monica Nunez. Monica Nunez's story. Let me tell you about that. Maybe you might stop gossiping about it and telling the story. We are in the business of storytelling, of telling others what others are experimenting with a technology that before didn't exist, with a technology that, for example, we are in the part about how to talk to others, how to be in conversations constantly with others. For me, this business has been easy, always. Well, it's never been complicated, but from school, I would always be asked to leave my class because I would talk all day. They told me that I was a problematic child because I was talking all day, because I wanted to speak to others. Now, this is a business about speaking to others, about telling them something. Oh, Juan Carlos, I don't really like gossiping. Okay, well, learn sales techniques. You can see it in both sides as a seller, like person who sells, or somebody that goes out there and talks about the story of a person that had a very big problem that had been there for 10, 15 years, who have tried absolutely everything, and suddenly someone arrives at a technology that nobody had seen. In 2, 3, 4, 5 days, everything changed, and was able to sleep again, and was able to walk again, and was able to control sugar in her blood and lose weight, and was able to leave medications that she was taking for 15 years. Wow. Wow. Right? That is amazing. You can talk about it. How did it happen? Oh, it's a device that activates with your own light. What do you mean it activates with my own light? What light? A light that you have, that a light that your body emits and goes out through your skin. I didn't know that light would go out through my skin. Well, now you know. Does it make sense what I'm saying? I'm saying it in a funny way, but we are paid for making people know about other people's stories. We have to understand it that way, right? So don't overwhelm people. Don't become that seller that nobody wants to see. Don't talk always about, oh, it's an amazing business and coming to my business, coming to my network. No, don't do that to people. Don't do things that you wouldn't like to be done to you. Create curiosity. Talk about a device. Don't even talk about the name of the device. Say that this is a technology that exists with no injections, 100% natural, with no chemicals, with no pharmaceuticals, that only by using light has the ability of improving everything that it touches. And I don't know what I said is compliant, but I hope it is. I didn't say curing or healing. I said a technology that has the ability of improving everything it touches and is incredibly accessible in price. Sorry, practically anyone can pay for it. Anyone would be curious to know what it is. So our job is to make that person be curious about it. The story of your friend or the story of your cousin or your own story. Hey, now I'm curious about it with everything that you're saying that this does. I want to try it. Oh, and the price is incredible. That is our job, to generate curiosity, to tell stories, for people to think about it and say, hey, where can I purchase it? How can I find it? That is our job. Okay? Um, if you don't know or you don't have perfectly clear in your head why network marketing is the best opportunity that exists in the global economy currently, don't mention it at the beginning. When you have more knowledge on why it's much better than a traditional business, you can talk about it with all the pride in the world. And listen to me, there's nobody. I've been an entrepreneur since 25 years ago. Had a lot of businesses in the traditional world. Some were very successful operating in the whole world, and they've costed my hair, for example. They costed my hair. They costed an eye of my face, I would say, but I would have to be missing an eye. They've costed my kidneys, blood, friendships. It's amazingly expensive what traditional businesses cost. And the business of network marketing have changed my life. I've invested this much and I've earned millions of dollars in this business model. So it is the best business model that I know in the world. Okay? So please remember the traditional way of initiating conversations. It's very easy. Speak to people. Actually, let me tell you how it's easy to open a conversation and even easier for women. Just smile. Just smile, people. Smile to a person that has a face like they're going to fart. And you're going to see that you're going to be like, wow, why is she smiling at me? Why is he smiling? He's crazy. Smile. And after people are thinking what's going on, then, hey, how are you? What's your name? It's the first time I see you. Are you here coming to the club or to the restaurant? How are you? My name is Juan Carlos. Okay. And people are just like, what? You always have to open conversations. And I'm going to give you another very easy idea to open conversations. This is the easiest one, which my grandma taught me. Did you have grandparents? I don't know if you got to know them. If you didn't get to know them, I'm so sorry because there is nothing as important as a grandma in the world. My grandma, for example, would always say to me, say good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Hardly anybody does that today. There's a lot of people that don't even know how to say hi. And if you don't say good day, good morning, or good evening, then what what expectations do you have about opening a conversation and asking, hey, what are you dedicating yourself to? Oh, I dedicate myself to pets and stem cells. So you're not going to reach that if you don't say good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. If you start by that to open conversations, it becomes much easier. What do you dedicate your time to? Here's an even better one. After the pandemic, how did things go? How did things go for your business, your job? Did it grow? Did it disappear? Was it bigger, smaller? Did it explode? Tell me, because as a family member, I need to tell you. And you talk about your story. You start conversations for you to know how that person is doing financially. Hey, I have a technology that I'm introducing here into this country or here to this city. It's a technology, the most advanced technology in the world to help human beings who have health challenges or health problems to improve without taking medication, with no drugs or injections. Wouldn't you love to know a bit more about that? That is a way to open a conversation. But you have to, and by the way, these conversations, for them to be easier, you would have to start having them with all the people that you know. Because all the people that you know, listen to me well, all the people that you know have in their families people who are going through a bad time in one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 ways. I'm cut my right hand, and it's the one that I use most if what I just said is not true. Everybody in the world, people in their families are going through hardships in health, also in their mental health or emotional stability that we can help with. And above all, we all have people who are going through financial hardships in our families. There's nobody who doesn't, nobody that doesn't have one. And all of us, everyone who is here, we need more money, right? Just like we need more money, everyone needs more money. Let me tell you something. You can help families to have more money, have 1,000 extra dollars, 2,000 extra dollars, 3,000 extra dollars, and much more. And that's not just anything. There is no politician of any government in any part of the world that can offer what we are offering. Nobody. Okay, a few open questions. What do you know about stem cells? What do you know about peptides? How is your energy? Do you know people in pain? Do you know people that depend on energy drinks, etc., etc.? Who to contact? Friends, family to begin with, but after that, the whole world. Your whole list of Facebook, your whole list, everybody. Don't judge. Do not preconceive. Give everyone the opportunity of listening to this. Not because he's too tall, she's too skinny, he's too fat, she's too short, with a bad face, with a nice face. Everyone, give everyone the opportunity to listen to something like this. Take your cell phone out and start writing down everyone that you have there. Follow all your contacts. Start conversations. This business is from everyone that knows how to start a conversation. This business is for those that starts conversations. And lastly, and we're going to close with this because if I talk for too long, I'm going to be told off. Last time they told me, "Hey, Juan Carlos, your training was very nice, but you took 1 hour, 40 minutes." I don't remember I took 1 hour, 40 minutes, but that's what they told me. So, just to finish, let me tell you something. To talk to others about this is good, but there is nothing as powerful as helping someone use the technology during 30 days. Any person who uses the technology for 30 days, this has the ability of converting an accepted into a believer. This has the ability of converting somebody that had never been an entrepreneur into an entrepreneur. This has the ability of making someone who had never seen before someone who can see and who wants to see and who wants to teach others to see. This has the ability of making a person which is unpurposeful in life, who is watching TV all day and doesn't want to do anything with their life, indifferent, have something in their life that makes them excited, makes their blood boil, makes them feel like going out there and making an impact in the world, leave a legacy, and improve his or her health, life, mental health, finances, and why not hundreds and thousands of other people's. I don't know any other technology in the world, and I've been for 25 years in the world of health and well being. I know the whole world. I've had teams in the whole continent, labs in the US, Mexico, Europe, Asia. Never in my life had I seen something that does this. Never. And I'm not just talking about something that I sell. 'Cause nobody sells cold bread and me less. I sell the bread nice and warm with milk and everything for you to eat. Nevertheless, never in my life had I seen something like this. And you can bring me the most amazing doctor in the world. And you know what I'm going to say? With all the respect of the profession and with all my heart, because I respect doctors, you don't have a tool like the one I have. That's it. I think that there's nobody in the world that can have a tool like the one we have to help human beings to improve, to solve, to repair the most important problems that human beings are facing in the 21st century. My dearest friends, remember that you're going to find everything else in the school platform in wellnessrev.com. Here you're going to have explanations on the compensation plan, models, training, resources, the use of resources. I never explained for it. I just used the tools. I am Juan Carlos Garduño. It was amazing to be with you. And please, starting today, start to feel pride about what you do. Feel absolutely proud of having the holy grail of health in your hands. God bless you all. And remember something which is very important. If you're not you, then who the hell is going to do it? If it's not you, who the hell is going to do it? If it's not now, then when the hell? I'm sorry, I don't know how these words are being translated for whoever's hearing in English. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about the interpreter. She must be like, make him shut him up. He's saying things that I don't even know how to translate. And if it's not with love, my dearest friends, then how are we going to do this? Tell me how. This is done now. You do it yourself and you do it with love. Juan Carlos Garduño for the whole world. God bless you and see you next time. See you soon. Thank you.